Hi! Welcome to our YouTube channel Research Ready and Student Matters Hub by Doc Lin. We will have another special lesson video, and this is all about one of the design of qualitative research, which is phenomenological. Phenomenological is very common when we want to know the lived experiences of our participants. We have also other types of qualitative approach. We have ethnography, we have case study, we have also narrative, and then we have grounded theory. Pero in this lesson video, ang i-discuss ko ay yung common, yung phenomenological research, which is one type of qualitative approach. Ang phenomenological research is an approach aimed at exploring and understanding the lived experiences of your participants based from their own perspectives. Etong method na to, ina-uncover niya yung essence ng mga phenomena or pangyayari at ginagawa niya ito sa pamamagitan ng pag-explore at pagtatanong kung papaano ito naiintindihan ng mga tao base sa kanilang experience. Pwedeng interpretation at saka nagbibigay siya ng meaning dun sa mga experiences ng mga tao. Itong phenomenological research ay nagmula sa philosophical tradition na dinevelop ni Edmund Husserl, and later na-expand ito ng iba pang mga researchers. So ngayon, ang una nating gawin ay i-define muna natin kung ano ang phenomenological research. Okay? Etong phenomenology is a qualitative methodology that focuses on studying and describing the meaning and essence of human experiences as they are lived and perceived by individuals. So, commonly, sa mas madaling maintindihan, tinatanong mo ang mga tao tungkol sa isang sitwasyon or phenomena na kanilang nakita, kanilang natuklasan, na kanilang naobserbahan, at personally na-experience nila. Etong research methodology na ito ay nagpo-provide ng rich, detailed account kung papaano na-experience ng mga tao yung specific phenomena. No? At ito ay free from preconceived notions or theoretical biases. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng mag-set in ang mga theoretical principles, theoretical development, or any theoretical idea dito sa mga experiences na sinasabi ng ating participants. Kasi ang goal nito is to uncover the core essence of the experiences of the participants and understand how they shape the individual's perceptions and interactions with the world. So walang kinalaman nito yung mga teorya or idea na nasusulat sapagkat ito lamang ay nakasentro kung ano yung mga na-experience ng iyong participants. I-discuss ko yung dalawang common na type ng research na ito. One is transcendental phenomenology at yung isa naman ay heuristic phenomenology. Ang focus ng transcendental, itong term na ito is closely associated doon sa nag-introduce ng phenomenology na si Edmund Husserl. It is focused on exploring the structure of consciousness of how phenomena appear to us in our subjective experience. So, tinatanong mo ako or ang participants mo kung paano nila naintindihan at ma-express yung kanilang sariling experience. Commonly, kasama dito yung philosophical investigation kung how experiences are constituted and understood by the participants. So, kunyari ikaw, isa kang tao at na-witness mo kung paano bumagsak ang isang bulalakaw at kapag tinanong ka, ay isi-share mo yung experience mo kung anong nangyari nung nangyari yung phenomena na yon. Okay? So, hindi siya base sa libro or hindi siya base sa teorya kung hindi base sa na-experienced nung taong naka-witness nung certain situations. Ang method ng transcendental phenomenology ay rigorous philosophical analysis of the essences of experiences. Si Edmund Husserl ang nag-introduce nito at inintroduce niya yung concept ng tinatawag nating bracketing or epoch, no? Itong bracketing or epoch ay yung researchers or ikaw bilang isang researcher, tinatanggal mo or sineset aside mo yung mga preconceived notions mo No, hindi ka pwedeng maka-influenced, hindi mo po pwedeng influensyahan kung ano man yung magiging results ng study mo at yung proseso. Kasi ang focus mo is purely yung phenomena as they appear to the consciousness of your participants, not the researcher or your understanding, but it's the understanding or perception of consciousness of your participants. Ang goal ng transcendental phenomenology is to uncover the fundamental structures of consciousness at experiences, tapos bibigyan mo siya ng meaning. Usually, it seeks to understand the essential qualities of phenomena as they present themselves to consciousness. In other words, ang transcendental phenomenology ay ini-interpret mo ang mga bagay-bagay na na-experience ng iyong participants base sa kanilang experienced, base sa kanilang meaning, at hindi base sa meaning mo as a researcher. Ano ba ang mga key features ng transcendental phenomenology? Ang una, it is focus on consciousness. Ang transcendental phenomenology is concerned with uncovering the essential structures and process of consciousness that make experience possible. So, iyon yung kanyang focus. Tinitignan niya kung paano yung certain phenomena or situation nag-a-appear dun sa consciousness nung nakaka-experience at paano nila ito naiintindihan. So, maaring ang understanding ko sa parehong experience na meron tayo ay magkapareho or magkaiba. Pangalawa is yung epoch or bracketing. Ibig sabihin nito yung suspension of judgment na binanggit ko kanina. Itong concept na ito ay inintroduce ni Husserl or ni Edmund Husserl. Sinususpend mo yung judgment mo bilang isang researcher. No? Nagkakaroon ka ng bracketing of one's preconception or biases. Hindi ka nauuna. Ang kino-consider mo ay kung ano yung na-experience ng iyong participants. Yung assumptions mo, hindi rin pwedeng mag-set in. No? Kasi yung proseso na to, ina-allow niya si researcher na ma-examine yung experiences without influencing the preconceived notions or nagkakaroon ka kaagad ng assumptions na ganito or ganon yung nangyari. Ang ikino-consider mo ay kung ano yung sinabi ng iyong participants. Pangatlo, phenomenological reduction. Ito yung proseso na nire-reduce mo yung experiences to their pure, essential components kasi nagpo-focus ka solely kung paano na-experience ng participants yung nangyari sa kanila. No? So, hindi mo siya pinakikialaman or hindi nagsiset in yung sarili mong pagkakaintindi base sa kanilang experience. Pangapat, ang transcendental phenomenology is first-person perspective. Yung approach na to, ina-emphasize niya yung first-person perspective focusing on paano ba yung phenomena nag-appear at base sa experience ng iyong subject. This perspective is central to the understanding the subjective nature of experience. So, it's not yours, it's your participants' experiences. Number 5 is yung noesis and nayoma. Pag sinabing noesis and nayoma, ito yung act and object. Pag sinabing noesis, it refers to the acts of consciousness, yung process ng thinking. Kung saan yung, it's the way in which the mind engages in various cognitive activities. Yung perception, yung imagination, yung judging or intending. So, dinistinguish ito ni Edmund Husserl. Kasi yung understanding nito, kapag alam mo yung distinction nung dalawa, nung noesis tsaka nayoma, nahi-help niyang ma-analyze yung different aspects of consciousness para makapag-produce ka ng meaning dun sa mga experiences. Kung ang noesis ay act of consciousness or yung pag-iisip mo, yun yung proseso ng pag-iisip, yung nayoma naman, ito naman yung content of consciousness, ito naman yung iyong iniisip. No? Ito yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa. It's what is being taught about or referred to. Magbigay tayo ng examples, transcendental phenomenological research. Kunyari, ang research focus mo is examining the experience of time perception. Pag i-apply mo siya, i-apply mo yung epoch. So, ano ba yung epoch? Sinabi natin kanina, yung bracketing. Yung researcher, sineset aside niya yung sarili niyang preconceived notions about dun sa nangyari sa kanyang participant. So, tanggalin mo yon. Nagbabracket ka ng Kumbaga, ikinukulong mo yung sarili mong perception base dun sa experience ng participant mo. Pangalawa, gawin mo para ma-apply mo dito sa iyong topic is yung phenomenological reduction. Yung researcher, ini-examine niya lang yung pure experiences ng kanyang participants. No? Wala siyang ibang isinasama, no? O ikino-compare niya sa isang teorya or nilalagyan niya ng explanation base sa isang teorya o sa pagkakaintindi ng ibang tao. Nilalagyan niya ito ng explanation, ng interpretation at discussion base dun sa narinig niya at perception ng kanyang participants. Pangatlo, yung intentionality. Researcher explores how time is experienced as directed towards the past, the present, and the future moments, and how these temporal experiences are structured in consciousness. So, there's really an intention to extract and to give meaning to the experiences of your participants. Ang pangalawang klase naman is yung heuristic phenomenology. So, kung doon sa iyong transcendental phenomenology, kinukuha mo yung meaning ng mga participants' experiences at ini-interpret mo ito base sa kanila at hindi base sa pagkaintindi mo, hindi base sa libro, or hindi base sa assumption mo. Ang heuristic phenomenology ay kakaiba. No? So, iba naman ito. Kasi ang approach na ito, nag-emphasize siya yung paggamit mo naman as a researcher ng personal mo experiences. Nauuna yon. No, yung personal mo experiences, nauuna siya. So, eto siya. Tapos, nag-uncover ka ng understanding and insight base naman sa experience ng iba. Pero, ginagawa mong basihan yung sarili mo. Okay? Yung sarili mong understanding, yung personal experiences mo. So, doon ka nagsisimula, which is totally different from phenomenological na nakafocus ka lang doon sa experiences ng iyong participants. Ano ba ang key features ng heuristic phenomenology? Una, personal engagement. So, iba siya sa transcendental na hindi mo isinasama yung sarili mo. Dito naman baliktad. Ini-involve mo yung deep personal engagement mo dun sa phenomena na inaaral mo. Usually, yung researchers often draw on their own experiences and insights as a starting point for exploring the phenomena na hindi mo ginagawa kapag gumagamit ka ng transcendental. Pangalawa, self-discovery and reflection. Etong approach na to, nire-require niya yung flexibility at self-discovery. Kasi yung researcher, ang ginagawa niya, nagre-reflect siya sa kanyang own experience at tinitignan niya kung paano makaka-impluwensya to dun sa understanding niya of a certain phenomena. Kumbaga, yung kanyang personal insights ang ginagamit niya para mag-guide at ma-inform yung research process niya. So, sarili niya yung sinusunod niya. Meron na siyang plano kung paano niya yung gagawin base sa kanyang personal na experiences. Then, experiential insight. Yung researcher's own lived experience is considered as a valuable source of knowledge. Etong heuristic phenomenology, rinre-recognize yung personal experiences ng researcher para makapag-provide ng insights dun sa essence ng phenomena na pinag-aaralan niya. Pang-apat, it's an iterative process. The research process is often iterative. Nag-i-involve siya ng cyclical movement between data collection, analysis, and personal reflection of the researcher. Number 5, focus on meaning. Yung heuristic phenomenology is concerned with understanding the meaning of experiences as they are lived. So, pareho din siya nung transcendental phenomenology, pero sa transcendental kasi, hindi mo sila set in or binabracket mo yung iyong preconceived notions. That ends our lesson video on phenomenological research and its types like transcendental and heuristic. Laging tandaan ang pagkakaiba ng dalawa. Kapag sinabing transcendental ay meron tayong epoch or bracketing of the preconceived notions of the researcher. So, hindi mo ini-involve ang sarili mo dun sa meaning ng experiences ng participants. Ito ay kabaliktaran ng heuristic sapagkat ang experiences or yung research process mo ay magsisimula sa experiences ng researcher at ito yung gagawin mong guide para makakuha ka ng data para sa human experiences naman ng iba. So, ito yung dalawang klase ng phenomenological research na ginagamit natin para makuha natin yung lived experiences ng ating mga participants kung magkakandak tayo ng qualitative research. So sana nakatulong sa inyo ang video na to, and I would like to invite you to please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. Always remember, we unlock insights to empower your minds. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you on our next lesson video.